Hello everybody, this is Cara Harris, DJ CJ. I've never done a video like this before, so I hope I did it well enough. So let's start to talk about the video. As you guys can see by the title of the video, this video is going to be based on all the new promo photos that were just released, all the information that has started to come out for the movie, as well as the release of the official poster for the movie, How to Train Your Dragon 3, or How to Train Your Dragon The Hidden World, as it's now officially known as. So let's get into the video. Roughly after 2014, after the second movie came out, it was released that we were going to get How to Train Your Dragon 3. Now that was somewhere in between 2014 and early 2016. There was also reports that they were going to split it into 2 parts. But with everything that's now being released, it doesn't look anymore like they're gonna make 2 parts. They're just gonna make the 1 part, which is How to Train Your Dragon The Hidden World. I'm a little upset about that. I would have loved to have had another one after this. My only concern now for the film is that it doesn't have plot gaps. Because usually if they plan to make 2 parts to a film and then they cancel that to just make the 1, there's usually plot gaps, heavy plot gaps. So that's my only concern for this film, is that there could be plot gaps. And this is such a great film, I do not want plot gaps. So I hope they're gonna maybe make the movie a bit longer, you know, so I can play out properly. So that's my only concern. This has been a big thing, and it started in 2010 with the first How to Train Your Dragon that came out, and it was huge. And it was even bigger when How to Train Your Dragon 2 came out in 2014. And with all the short films that did come out also along the way in between the 2 films, and then with the series we got, I do expect them to make How to Train Your Dragon 3. It's gonna be epic. In my mind, it's gonna be epic. For a while, when we got the news that How to Train Your Dragon 3 was coming out, we got this as what you could say is its poster, as its headline, sort of. And then apparently in April, we got this, the info that How to Train Your Dragon 3 would be known as How to Train Your Dragon The Hidden World. So I was quite like, we're finally getting some information. Now, a million possibilities and things went through my mind when we got this. You know, like what can happen, what new things are they gonna find, you know, what troubles they're gonna go through. My mind was going into overdrive. I'm a writer on fan fiction. For any of you that are interested, I'll link that in the description. But because I'm a writer, not only for fan fiction, but fiction press also, and I also write my own novels. For a writer, you know, for a person that does write, when you're given something like this, because you have that imagination to write your own stories, millions of ideas pop into your head of what this could mean. So I was pretty thrilled to see this, and as I said, thoughts were going crazy. So before we get to the new poster that was released, let's just go over a few things that we do already now know about How to Train Your Dragon The Hidden World. As Hiccup fulfills his dream of creating a peaceful dragon utopia, Toothless's discovery of an untamed elusive mate draws the dragon away. When danger mounts at home and Hiccup's reign as village chief is tested, both dragon and rider must make impossible decisions to save their kind. Now that is from the Wikipedia page of How to Train Your Dragon The Hidden World. Now that is an excellent piece of information. That just says they're gonna epic ride. You know, they're gonna go through so many troubles. Then we got this little piece of information also from the same Wikipedia page. On May 31st, 2018, the first poster was released, and it was revealed that the first trailer will be coming out the week after. So that means the 7th of June, mark your calendar guys, the 7th of June we are getting our first trailer. Which other fangirl is screaming? Because when I found out that, I was screaming. With glee, obviously. So I am looking forward to seeing the first trailer. Very looking forward to seeing that first trailer. I will probably make another video for this, going over the trailer, what we see. If anyone is concerned about spoilers for this thing, do not worry, because I do not want spoilers. So no spoilers will be in my videos. My videos will just be going through the new things that we do have. But I'm not gonna watch everything they show. If there's like a leaked scene, like with the Hiccup and Astrid scene that came out from How to Train Your Dragon 2, that was a leaked scene. If there's anything like that, I am staying away from it. I'm just looking for the photos that are officially released and the trailers that are officially released. So don't worry about spoilers, guys, because I don't want them either. Next bit of information. This is a little bit of an insight from Jay, who voices Hiccup, during a podcast for the film. This is what I'll say, and for whatever it's worth, I do swear that this is not just promo nonsense. It's by far the strongest of the stories. It's movie that the series requires and deserves, and it's the rightful third chapter or third act, I should say. I don't think anyone will be disappointed. So, even Jay says that we will not be disappointed. So, really looking forward to this. Yeah, and this is a little bit of an article from the How to Train Your Dragon wiki page. From DreamWorks Animation's highly anticipated climax of one of the most popular animated franchises in film history, How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. What began as an unlikely friendship between an adolescent Viking and a fearsome Night Fury dragon has become an epic trilogy spanning their lives. In this next chapter, Hiccup and Toothless will finally discover their true destinies, the village chief as ruler of Berk alongside Ashrid, the dragon as leader of his own kind. As both the darkest threat they've yet faced, as well as the appearance of a female Night Fury, will test the bonds of their relationship like never before. Now, with that little bit of information, does anyone remember the episode from Riders of Berk where Toothless's enemy, the Whispering Death, came back for him? Does anyone remember how Toothless pushed Hiccup away throughout that entire episode? I don't want that here. Hiccup and Toothless have such a connection. I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see Toothless pushing him away like that. So I hope that they do not do that again for us, because I don't want to see that again. They must kind of work this out properly, not just Toothless wanting to push him away. That I don't want to see. Okay, this is at the CinemaCon that was in Vegas recently. There was almost a small scene shown, a test scene shown to the people at the convention, and the Hollywood Reporter described the scene a little bit. The first clip of How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, the much anticipated conclusion to DreamWorks Animation's acclaimed trilogy, was unrevealed Wednesday at CinemaCon in Las Vegas. In the 2010 original, a young boy Hiccup, voiced by Jay, saves his Viking village when he befriends a dragon named Toothless. In the 2014 sequel, saw Hiccup grow to become the leader of his village. In the Hidden World, Hiccup and Toothless again team up against a new threat to save their home and free the dragons. Additionally, Toothless meets a love interest, a White Fury, Toothless' breed of dragon. He also finds what appears to be an luminescent new dragon world. The brief look at the scene in which Toothless becomes acquainted with the White Fury was very reminiscent of the scene in the 2010 original, during which Hiccup and Toothless meet and get to know each other through some very sweet and subtle gestures. Now, that's the piece where they play the song Forbidden Friendship. Now, obviously that scene ain't gonna be exactly like how Toothless and Hiccup got to know each other, because now it's dragon and dragon. So, it's obviously gonna be different, but it's gonna have some similarities as to what that scene did. So, I hope we get, maybe in the trailer, they show us a bit of that scene, but we're getting a white Night Fury, a white female Night Fury. Epic. Okay. So let's go on to the poster. This was the poster that was released on May 31st. Fangirl screaming time. So, this looks epic. Just by this, I can tell, just epic. Let's point out a few things we can see. In certain cave systems where there's actually life, if you look at the ceilings of those type of caves, you will see, particularly, usually there are glowworms that inhabit caves that have living ecosystems. So with the shine on the roof, that indicates that there's a presence of glowworms. Next, the dragons at the back. They all look like they can be lightly colored or pale or different colors to what they would be if they were on the surface. Because obviously this is a system of caves, as you can see by the stalactites and all the other geoformations. But with the dragons that are here, there are a couple new species that I see that I do not recognize. But there's a dirty ladder, there's a zippleback, and there's another zippleback. So there will be some species that we do know already, and we could be possibly getting a whole bunch of new different species. Next thing to point out, good to see some natural geoformations that can occur in certain types of caves, as all the coral looking types of plants that are common things in cave systems where an ecosystem is flourishing. So it's normal to see this kind of thing. They look like they're corals, but they're not actually coral. But yeah, it's good to see. And there's also a flower back there. It's also good to see that they did that. Next, if you look right behind Hiccup, there's a shine. Now that could be a shine that reflects off water, so there could possibly be, well, obviously there will be water in the cave system, so, but there's evidence of it. Okay, let's first talk about Hiccup quickly, and then we'll get to the Night Furies. Hiccup's leg looks a bit different, so he's probably done some tinkering. Okay, obviously he's grown, he's needed to make it a little longer, maybe. But what is this piece sticking out here for? And he's changed his armor. It looks like it could have been made from Toothless's old scales, but it looks epic. We'll probably look in a little while. Next is the dragons. Let's first do the claws. Let's start at the bottom. Her claws are much smaller than Toothless's. That could possibly be because she's female. As we do know now, she is a female Night Fury or White Fury. Toothless has got a lot of scales, and she's almost got like a shine to her. It doesn't look like she has scales. Rough skin, more like it, because Toothless also has these scars. But here by her wing, here right on the edge, it looks like it looks like it's getting a little rough. So maybe she's got some type of scales on her wings. Possibly. Her neck curves more than Toothless's neck. People will say, okay, but not as much of Toothless's neck is showing as hers is. But from the pieces that you can see, his is a gentle slope. Hers has a distinctive curve, and then it goes down. So, yeah, we'll get to the heads in a little while. Other than that, she looks beautiful. Really beautiful. Okay, close up on the heads. Love the blue eyes. Let's take a look at the muzzle length, and then that's where the cheek starts. This is her muzzle length, but her cheek starts over there. So, Toothless has quite a small cheek because this is what's left. But overall, Toothless's muzzle is very long compared to hers. She's got a really small muzzle. Next, Toothless has the little 3 chin flaps there. She doesn't have. Next is the nose. It's a slight bend, quite a slight bend. Toothless's is more like a curve, and especially around this area, she looks very cat-like, more cat-like than what Toothless looks like. Her eyes are a bit rounder than Toothless's eyes. I like that they gave her some scales by her eyes, at least. That looks actually pretty cool, though. She doesn't have the spikes on the head that Toothless has. Also, with the shape of the head, Toothless's is more flat. Hers is round, much rounder. The big ear flaps, hers are small, much smaller than Toothless's ear flaps, but they did give her some more scales on the tip of her ear flaps, and the bumps there is the same bumps that Toothless has. Now, if she will have those flaps, we don't know. From this angle you cannot see if she has those flaps also. And with the side flaps, Toothless has got two and she's got one small one. So there are a lot of signs that they did put in to show, okay, she's a female. This is how you tell a female night fairy from a male night fairy. So I kind of like that they did that, because a lot of species in nature, a lot of different animals, there are distinctive markings or things that a male will have and a female won't have. So it's good to see that they did that. Next photo. With the photos that were released at the CinemaCon in Las Vegas, this photo also surfaced, but many people have disclaimed that it's a fake photo of what looks to be like a scene between Toothless and the new female Night Fury. Yes, I do agree with some people that it could be a fake, but it does have some truth to it. The only exact truth is the blue eyes, because in the poster she has blue eyes, but it's not the same type of blue. Let's take away the red. It's not the same type of blue. It's like a more deeper blue than what is over here. Also, what can tell that it's fake is the ear flaps and the side flaps. For one, these ones are twice the size of what they are here, twice the size, and an extra one. And the white of her skin is more like an albino's skin, or an albino's skin, however you want to pronounce it. It's got more of that yellow tint to the white, where here it's like white with sparkles. So there are some telltale signs that this could be a fake, but it's not that far off. You know, they somehow knew that we were gonna get a white Night Fury. They just, quite a few things are wrong. Okay, now let's get into how our main five is gonna look like for the new film. Everyone's favorite muttonhead, Snoutlout. At first, when I saw how Snoutlout looked like, I laughed at him. I'm sure many of you, many people out there also laughed at him of how he looks. But yeah, this is how Snoutlout's gonna look. Next is our favorite twins, Tough Nut. We'll first do Tough Nut. I like what they made him do with his hair. Now tying it in the front instead of letting it hang on the sides. That's pretty cool, but he still got that same goofy looking face as ever. Rough Nut, also like what they made her do with her hair, you know, hanging it out to the side, also instead of, and her face, she looks like she's a lot more responsible now. But she still got that goofy looking face. Okay, next is our favorite nerd, or second favorite nerd, Fishlegs. Fishlegs has obviously gotten older. He's changed his whole armor setting. His helmet's now built in, and he's grown a moustache with hanging hair, kind of like what Gobber has. And it seems like he has a baby Grunkle, so I wonder if that's maybe one of Meatlug's little ones. Next is our favorite heroine, Astrid. Now, when I first saw this picture of Astrid, I was like, no. Astrid doesn't look right to me. And I will explain that to guys, and I'll explain that to you guys. But first, this is a close-up of what her one type of armor will look like. Obviously, it doesn't look the same there, but there's a lot of things that she kept. Does anyone remember the blue, light blue and dark blue striped shirt that she had in the first film? It seems like they brought it back. The fur on the arms, and the same skirt, the same leggings, and the same boots. from the second film. But then they brought back the shirt from the first film, and then they added something new over here. It's like a over jersey type thing of a dark red and a light red. So that's her probably walking around the village wear. This is now so that we can look at her armor. Love the armor. It's pretty cool. You can see all the little different scales and everything, so it's pretty cool. This is to compare their faces. Astrid's skin tone compared to Astrid's skin tone in How to Train Your Dragon 2. To me, with the skin tone, nothing else, just the skin tone. They made her look younger in How to Train Your Dragon 3 than she did in How to Train Your Dragon 2. With the skin tone. Nothing else, it's just the skin tone. Her skin tone, the way they did it, is making her look younger than she did in number 2. Second, I see that they took away the freckles a little bit of a freckle. She has a little bit of a top freckles thing on her cheeks, and I see that they took that away. Second, her eyebrows have gotten a little bushier. I love what they did with her hair, though. And her cheeks. It looks a bit rounder. Sorry for the weird drawing there. It looks a bit rounder than it is in How to Train Your Dragon 2. So there's also a sign that they're trying to show that she did get older, but her skin tone, it makes her look younger. Next is everyone's favorite guy of the whole thing, Hiccup. Now, when I first saw this picture of Hiccup, I was like, no, they need to change Hiccup. But I gave myself some time to sit with the picture, and now I love it. They mustn't change Hiccup at all. I like how he is, how they designed him. They did it actually really well. That's just a closer look at his armor. Now, I don't see his flight suit wings that he built into little pouches on the side, like he did with How to Train Your Dragon 2. But there's his utility belt, if you want to put it like that. There's a whole bunch of sort of different trinkets and things on there. And then there's his Inferno sword. And then his whole armor has changed. He's added a whole bunch of different new things of how it looks. It's pretty cool. I would have loved to have had a clearer picture. But I'm sure we'll get to see a little more of that in the trailer that's going to be released in a few days' time. This is to compare their faces. You can obviously see he's a lot older than what he was in How to Train Your Dragon 2. His hair has gotten a lot shaggier and longer, a bit longer, and a lot more shaggier than it was in How to Train Your Dragon 2. His braids, they've changed. He's put them now on the right side of his head, but he's also added another one. His jawline has gotten a bit more squarer, and I want to mention the facial hair. In the first film, it was like a light stubble all the way through. I see now for the third film, along the edging, it's like a heavy stubble, and then towards the middle, towards the cheek wise, it goes into like a medium stubble. Other than that, those are the only differences I can see with Hiccup, but I really like what they did with Hiccup. And that's how our Hickstred is going to look for How to Train Your Dragon 3. There is something I realized the other day while rewatching some of the Race to the Edge episodes. In episode 2 of season 7, that's the second last season of Race to the Edge, Hiccup and Astrid were betrothed to each other. That means then in How to Train Your Dragon 2, they were officially engaged. For me, I didn't know that until I rewatched that episode. I'm like, wait, if they're betrothed here now, then that... And so, yeah, it was a realization moment. But I'm really looking forward to what Hickstred is going to go through for this third film. I would love to see, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Mark your calendars, guys. March 1st, 2019. I usually go a day or two after a film has been out at the theater, then I usually go watch it, but not this one. This film, I am gonna go watch on its opening day. I have never been so excited for a film in my life. Nothing else is on my mind. I'm not even concerned about my 22nd birthday. It's the only thing on my mind at the moment is because there's a lot of movies I'm waiting for this year to come out, and a lot of movies I'm waiting for next year. But this is the movie that's at the top of my list. This is the only thing on my mind at the moment, is How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. So I am very excited, very hyped, cannot wait for the 1st of March next year. The date's been saved. I'm definitely going. You guys, I encourage you guys also all to go on the opening day if you can. But I encourage you guys, go watch it in the theaters. It's gonna be epic. But I am definitely going on the 1st of March to my nearest theater to go watch this. And my parents better pull me out of there as soon as I walk out the door after the movie's finished, before I buy another ticket to go sit again and watch it. So that's it for this video, guys. I will probably make another video like this for when the trailer comes out. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Where the freaks at?